Rafter and Bain. The 18th man is Jack Ngātapu, and they're coached by Matt Church. As here come the Brisbane Tigers, led by Riley Jacks in their white away strip this afternoon. Cool conditions here at Bishop Park. There is a chance of showers. We'll see how that unfolds. And there is the skipper, Riley Jacks, for the Brisbane Tigers one.
Yeah, very experienced player. In fact, both these teams have a fair deal of experience. Hundreds of Host Plus Cup games in their lineups today.
Here come the north side. Their Shell V-Power player to watch is their 5'8" Bryce Donovan, the number 6, who requires only 7 points to reach 300 total Host Plus Cup points. And if you need to get to the game, then make sure you fill up with Shell V-Power 98, the premium fuel designed to deliver unbeatable protection. Fuel the feeling with Shell V-Power. Details online. The referee for this one, White Raymond, in his 49th Host Plus Cup appointment.
All good.
He's bearing down on his 50th match in charge. So White Raymond, the referee today. North's at home, currently in 12th position on the ladder after a sluggish start. Up against the Tigers in 8th position. And here we go. Tigers kicking off Sunday afternoon. Football. Couple of North players almost getting in their way there. Ruben and Ahern. All is well that ends well. Warren Boland, great to have you with us once again.
Yeah, looking forward to this clash. The Tigers have been in pretty good form, but yet to thoroughly prove themselves against the best teams in the competition. Had a good win last week over the Townsville Blackhawks, 36-18. We watched that match and they were pretty impressive. And on the other hand, well, the Devils, having won the premiership the last 2 years in a row, getting off to such a poor start to this season, but starting to, getting to form. And this lineup today looks fairly formidable, so I think this one could well go to the wire today.
Here's Brendan Piakura on the last, so solid opening set for Norths. And they'll kick from only 30 out. Early test for Taj Wood did well. North's great chase there, led by Zach Brooks, who is the 5'8". And shout out to Zach Brooks' father, Aaron Brooks, one of Brisbane's finest auctioneers. Great moment for him watching Zach Brooks this afternoon in jumper number 13 for Norths. Here it comes with the Tigers now.
So as you mentioned, Tristan Hope at dummy half, an important player for the Tigers. And Jack Mears, former North Devil himself, switched midway through last year across to the Tigers. Finds himself in the halfback role today in the absence of Jonah Pezzett. But not only that, Braden Torpey played a few games at halfback, 3 games I think it was at halfback earlier this season. He's out with a hamstring strain. So they've had a few issues. Taj Wood, who's fullback today, played 1 game at halfback earlier in the season. Whenever Troy Pezzett hasn't been available because of his Melbourne Storm commitments, it's been someone other than Jack Mears, but he's got the job today.
Indeed he does. That's Jonah Pezzett.
Did I say Troy again?
You did. You said the old man. You said the old man.
I said it last week as well.
Now, Hayden Robotham just had his first touch in Host Plus Cup football, and you mentioned Jack Mears, Warren. He came off the bench for the Tigers last week. Here it is with a 2-time defending premier, Xavier Willison. Another inclusion. He's one of 2 Broncos contracted players with Piakura today for Norths. And you'd think they'd have more Broncos contracted players, Norths, but they probably have the least of all the contracted Broncos. Of course,
just the 3 big ones, really.
Well, Madden's been held out today because of the concern around Adam Reynolds. So no Madden for Norths, hence Robotham being handed his debut. Here's Corey Thompson for Brisbane. 0-all the score, early exchanges.
But the Devils do have Brendan Piakura. He'll be on that left edge wearing the headgear. And as well, Xavier Willison in the front row for the Devils today.
And here's that man, Tristan Hope, back into the side. Been one of their best all year for the Tigers. And Solomona Fataape down that left flank. Leagues Club side of the field as the skipper Jacks now just fitting it on. Here's Tarek Sims, the former Cowboy and St George Illawarra Dragon. Hails from Gerringong Way on the south coast. From the Sims family, of course. And now Tristan Power, the former Burleigh Bear. Another recruit that's shining in 2023 that Matt Church has brought across to the Tigers this year. And now Vaha Pulu won a premiership with Norths last year, playing against them today. Fatah Ape, will he go himself? The legs are pumping. He's got there. Solomona Fatah Ape. Unstoppable.
Well, Fatah Ape played very strongly last week, scored a try, and he's done it again today. Looked like they were going to hold him up, but he forced his way to the line and then down to the ground. Strong work from that left centre and a very impressive work. Look, there's Hope, scoops it up at dummy half, gives it to Fatah Ape on the charge, and they just couldn't hold him up long enough. The Norths Devils disputing as to whether it was grounded fairly. It looked good enough to me on the replay.
So early try to the Brisbane Tigers, Warren, and you said it looked good enough to you. Well, it looked good enough to me as well. I thought he clearly got that ball down on the white stripe and just unable to be contained there. The leg power from the centre three-quarter, and the Tigers strike first.
And there's the grandstand with the placards there of all the championship wins for the Devils, and most notably the last 2 years, 21 and 22.
So here is Tristan Hope with the kicking duties this year. That one stays right. And the score remains the Brisbane Tigers 4, leading Norths 0 early on here at Bishop Park. As we take another look at this try, Adam Jackson.
Yeah, the Brisbane Tigers developing a stronger reputation of being fast starters this season in the Host Plus Cup competition. They've done it again. This is now the 7th week in a row they've scored a try in the opening 13 minutes of the match. Just on the conditions, still overcast down here, 21 degrees. They're saying squally showers. So hopefully for my sake, that means not many this afternoon.
Thank you, Adam. Enjoy those hot chips. And Warren, the weather means that those early points become ever so more important.
Yeah, well, if it does start to rain, and there have been showers around, you're right, Drury, it'll suddenly cut down the rate of scoring in the match. Just interesting to see that last replay. I still think it was a fair try, but and here's a penalty. Again, the Tigers go on the attack from this. But I often wonder when we see a lost ball as it's being grounded in the in-goal area going for a try, if the ball goes backwards, why is that not play on? And to me, often it's ruled lost ball. But sometimes the ball is going backwards. It's still in play if you can then ground it, I believe. Doesn't seem to be interpreted that way as often these days.
Yeah, fair point.
And there's Pulu, who put in a strong run in the lead up to that try, got a quick play to ball. That's why Hope was able to race onto it at dummy half.
Tarek Sims on halfway. Both these teams celebrated their 90th anniversary this year, although in the Tigers' case, Warren, of course, they did exist prior to that under the Cooperoo banner. A little bit of history there.
Oh, it's good to look at the history of the game.
Now Tristan Hope, and a little bit of a no-looker there from Jack Mears it was. Both these sides with some, well, young number 7s in terms of Host Plus Cup games played.
Well, let's have another look. Was this gathered in or was it knocked on? I think it's Jordan Grant here. It might have actually come off Tristan Powell first, because Jordan Grant thought that he gathered it in okay. Another look on the ground here. Did it go forward? Maybe not off Hope. And that looked as if, well, Grant looked up at the referee and said, come on, sir, that's my ball.
Well, definitely touched, definitely came off Tristan Powell. The question was, did it go forwards or backwards? The referee thought it went forward.
And the Devils need some possession just to stem the flow.
These two sides have played 52 times before. It's a tight one, Warren. Norths lead the head-to-head 25 to the Tigers 24. They've drawn 3 times. And the last time they met, it was the Tigers victorious right here at Bishop Park, 28-16. They're on an 8-game winning streak here at Bishop Park. The Tigers, it's quite remarkable. The home team, Warren Boland, has not won since 2011 in this matchup.
It's an amazing statistic, isn't it? And yes, the Tigers winning those last 8 games between these two teams at Bishop Park. They'd be pretty happy that this they call home, Drury.
Here's a run from Horn. Liam Horn, the starting hooker these days with no Daniel Levi. And Mosley, we'll probably see him come on a little later once the sting's out of the game. They go high here, Norths, and well positioned there was the veteran Corey Thompson.
In the middle.
Yes, he took it well. He had a good game last week on those kick returns. Zigzagging runs, a specialty of Corey Thompson, and took that bomb safely, anchored in goal.
So the Tigers leading 4 points to nil. As we acknowledge the Brisbane Tigers matchday sponsor, Suzuki. How's the economy of your car? The Suzuki range of vehicles are super economical, affordable, and fun. With new stock arriving, put Suzuki Queensland in your search.
I'll do that, Drury, on your recommendation. You should be a car salesman.
I'm not sure whether that's a compliment or not, Warren Boland. Here come the Tigers. Right edge attack here with Joe Chan.
Get up, lock in. Go to.
Another one of those Storm contracted players in this Tigers outfit. Looking to become the first father-son player, Joe Chan, for the Storm, although it's a race against the clock with Cole Geyer. Matt Geyer's son, you would think. Tigers again. Right edge defensive side for Norths being asked some questions. Did the ball come loose there? The former North player in Pulu. And it was good contact there. Willison in the tackle. And Norths have forced the error.
Yeah, it just seemed to be a little bobble here from Pulu. Did it actually leave his grasp? There, yes. Good refereeing on the spot. And again, the Devils' defence was being tested down that left edge. Pulu very strong early in the game, but they've held on this time.
Okay, heads in tight. Baha, blind.
So scrum to pack down here about 10 metres out.
Wait there for the break. Clock off.
That's two mistakes in the last two sets. They haven't got to their kick or any other threat, the Tigers.
Connor Broadhurst with it. He won the Host Plus Cup in 2016 with the Burleigh Bears. Driven back. Tamusa was about to take a run, but they've got the penalty here, the home team.
Yeah, so often we see the team defending, but only 20 metres out from, in this case, the Devils' line, 10 or 20 metres out, and getting off their line so quickly, trying to pin them right against their own posts, and they're giving away a penalty. It's just that half a metre jump before the referee's happy with the clear play the ball.
Brendan Piakura, 6 more here to come. As Horn linking up there nicely with the ball runner here for the North side. Looks like it's Vaha. In fact, it's Jaden Stevens. And now Norths.
Get up now, Corey. All the way, make 10, Jordan.
There's Sam Elliott. Former Redcliffe Dolphin. Brother of Max, who's unavailable today due to concussion for Norths. And looking for the late offload. Was that lost? Yes, it was.
You tried to offload.
So the offload attempt there turning out to be a knock-on. Was it Jaden Stevens?
Yeah, he fought in that tackle to get his arms free. He made a good run, cutting back into the ruck. But as he tried to get that arm free from Jordan Grant over the top, the ball came loose and straight away contacted Jordan Grant. Therefore, it's a knock-on.
He was man of the match last week, Jaden Stevens, against the Sunshine Coast Falcons.
I suppose in that circumstance, you would say it wasn't a knock-on. It was going backwards into Jordan Grant. Should it came back to him, but yeah, that's just not the interpretation again these days. When you lose it in that situation, as soon as it touches the opposition, it's ruled lost ball in the tackle.
Marion Seve. And now penalty to the Brisbane Tigers.
To the side. To the side.
Jack O'Hearn, a key player for the Devils, the captain and fullback, gets involved in all of the attacking plays. He won't sit behind the play. He is involved in the play as an extra halfback all day long.
A couple of players unavailable as we have a look at the Macca's replay for the Tigers this week. Charlie Murray, a knee injury in the captain's run. They reckon he's out for a couple of weeks. Jonah Peasant, we heard, has got that broken collarbone. He's out for about 6 weeks. Also no Bradley, McGavin or Sorensen. Those 3 players expected back after the bye. Of course, the Brisbane Tigers have the bye next week. Warren, do you have any theories around teams heading into the bye? They tend to get up for a game just before the bye, don't they?
Well, you might have studied a bit more closely than me, Drury. I'm not sure if they think, well, we'll throw everything into this game because we're going to have a rest afterwards. I think you just got to, it's fairly unpredictable, isn't it, when teams are going to fire and when they're going to have a week off.
Here's Fatah Ape, who beat the first, beat the second. Have a look at him, like a steamroller. Anything in his way. Gets trampled on. Last play here. What another great run from Fatah Ape. Is a little kick through there by Jackson, cleaned up there under all sorts of pressure. Brendan Piakura. It'll be a line dropout.
Well, what a run. Has there been a better individual run this season from a setter, Fatah Ape? Absolutely busting the line and then hammering his way through tackles with such leg drive. Very impressive. Already scored a try early in this game and making his stamp.
And there he is, Solomona Fatah Ape.
He's taking lessons from Val Meninga.
As we see a short dropout by Norths. Now Tajwood has come up with it, but it's a penalty to Norths. So a penalty to Norths there. That's an interesting one. I can only imagine, was there someone taken out in back play? As we take the opportunity to head down to the sideline, perhaps Adam Jackson can inform us of what that decision was all about.
Yeah, it was actually George Jennings who was penalised there, the Tigers winger, for like a block obstruction play. So that's the reason Devils got the ball. Just an update too on the configuration of this north side. So Hayden Robotham, the debutant, is actually playing fullback, even though he's in number 7 jersey, and Jack Ahern is playing halfback, even though he's in the 1 jersey. So Robo, as he's affectionately known in these parks and Bishop Park, junior rep touch footy player, quite a step on him. So I expect him to come into his own later in the game, the debutant for the Devils.
Yeah, thank you, Adam. I thought Robotham was lining up at fullback when he had that first touch. So interesting late change from coach Dave Elliott. And that was Sam Elliott there, the 12. And North's in the centre of the park here in good field position. So we have a look at this from the line dropout, and that's where the penalty derived from. It was against Joe Chan. And now Corey Thompson for the Tigers. So an impressive set of 6. Look where the Tigers will start this one, Warren. Only a metre out from their own line.
Excellent kick and chase. Covered by Thompson, but nothing he could do to avoid only making a metre into the field to play. Look, that switch of positions with Robotham going to fullback, it's not a surprise because of the way Jack Ahern plays his game. Like, he's not a conventional fullback. He wants his hands on the football nearly every play.
Robotham on debut, of course. Hayden Robotham, congratulations to him in the North's jumper number 7 at fullback today. It's with the Tigers. 16 minutes gone. They lead 4 points to 0. There is Robotham.
Go, 10, Xavier.
They played there by Jordan Grant on the last. Little kick from Mears, who's playing halfback today and finds touch. 18 out from the North's try line.
Play the ball.
It'll be immediately a hand over and play the ball.
In the middle.
But Mears, nevertheless, just settling down the play. And, well, it's kind of almost a passive play, isn't it, from halfway just to find touch. 20 metres out. It's not the worst result you can have at the end of a set.
There is Jack Mears.
Go, no tackles. Good work, Ben.
So North's with possession here as we acknowledge the North's Devils match day sponsor, Keyed In Electrical. The North's Devils would like to thank Keyed In Electrical, always working hard to light up your world. Keyed In Electrical, your local electrician.
Go, 2, that's you, milking.
Ahern, you can see him there playing in the halves. So they work it out towards Tamusa.
The Devils yet to have any attack ball in the opposition half. They're always coming out of their own half, aren't they? So far in the game. 17 minutes gone.
Go, 3. Yeah.
So Xavier Willison.
Tarek, get your head out, square.
There's Tamusa.
Gotta wait. Hold. Go, 4. Good job. Work,
Horn just short of halfway and a little bit of a jink, and he's through here. Look at this.
Behind it.
From Bryce Donovan. Gets the offload away to the debutant Robotham.
Last tackle, clear.
Knocked up there by Seve.
Go, 5.
Last play now, Horn. Bit of indecision. Ahern, Ruben kicks along the ground and taken there by Mears, who's defending out on the wing.
Get up now.
The Tigers have it.
Wait.
A great run from Donovan there. Bryce Donovan cutting through. Here's another look at it in the box in the corner there. Shape to kick. Took off instead. Dummy kick. Found support there in Robotham arriving. But then they didn't follow it up with a good kick.
And Bryce Donovan, who played against Norths in the grand final last year for the Dolphins.
Now. Here we are.
Hard to keep up with.
Go, 3.
You're telling me.
Brian,
Thompson.
All the way. Go, 4.
Tigers leading 4-0. Round 9 Host Plus Cup action. Almost a quarter of the match gone. Tarek Sims.
Tackle now, Jaden. Square up.
Tarek Sims was sin-bin last week, but the judiciary took no action against him. So available to play today, which was good news.
Yep.
Robotham, here he is, the debutant.
Marion, get up. Square. Go, 1.
Seve claims him in the tackle, 27 out from his own line. Tamusa. Big play, Tony Tamusa. How many times has he delivered when Norths have needed it the most? And Jonathan Rubin, who played NRL last year, made his debut for St George Illawarra, the oldest ever NRL debutant, surpassing Nichols, the former Brisbane Tiger himself.
Yeah, just the one game for Jonathan Rubin in the NRL.
Still counts, Warren.
Absolutely. What an achievement. What something to look back on. And who knows, possibly add to. But he's had 114 games in the Host Plus Cup, 1 NRL game. But that one is one he won't forget. And I remember it last year as well. You know, it was thrilling to see him rewarded for so many years of scoring tries, like, you know, shelling peanuts. Do you shell peanuts? Usually buy them without the shells these days.
All right, let's form it up.
Well, when I think of shell, Warren, I think of the premium fuel designed to deliver unbeatable protection. That's what I think of. A scrum right on halfway. Taj Wood can also play in the halves as well. Came across from the Dolphins in the off-season. He was behind Trey Fuller at fullback there and has found a home in the Tigers' #1 jumper this year. There's Tristan Powell, former Burleigh Bear. A lot of off-season signings this year, the Tigers. There's some quick hands now. Sees it come the way of Jennings. George Jennings returns from that hamstring injury. Another late inclusion today. And now Tristan Hope. Linking up there with Tarek Sims, the veteran. Hope fires it here to Mears. Bodies in motion. Seve, danger here for Norths. Tamusa committed. And Tony Tamusa, decisive defensive play, holding out Seve, only inches away from the try line. Mears, little kick in behind, Ed. Wow, was that kept in by Hope? No, it wasn't. It'll come out to the 20.
In the middle.
Well, that was so close to being a brilliant play. Mears with a judicious kick and Hope with the chase. And if he couldn't get to it, he must have been a near thing to having knocked it back into the field of play and kept it alive. Have another look here. Finds the hole with the kick in that corner.
Let it go. Square.
And I thought that was play on.
It was very similar to the kick we saw last night from Tom Starling in the NRL. If you watched that Raiders game,
just poked it through from close range, only half a metre out.
You probably had better things to do, but in the event you did watch it.
I did watch it.
Yeah, all the way. Go 3, got there.
Piacura out of St Brendan's in Yeppoon originally. Central Queensland, as we see some fresh legs on the bench. I'm sure Adam Jackson will keep us up to speed there. There's Vico Puliavia, who's on the field for Norths.
Last tackle, Jordan, all the way
Mosley also on at hooker. There he is. Played there by Zach Brooks. His old man Aaron watching this afternoon, no doubt, as Piacura is claimed on the last. However, and there's a penalty, and it's going the way of the home team.
Well, they had Piacura down, but he bounced back up and wanted to play on. And the referee ruled that the tackle was complete. I'm pretty sure that was the ruling. Here's Piacura. That's down. That's tackled, I would have thought. But he wanted to play on. And
might have been the shot on Ahern, Warren, that was the infringement. After he passed the ball, I suspect. And referee White Raymond, there is Puliavia. One of the 22 premiership players at Norths last year is Robotham. Some fancy footwork, another 6 more here for Norths. Jordan Grant there in the tackle on Robotham. And now Sam Elliott. A relentless effort from him. And the ball was stripped. They'll get yet another start to their set here, Norths.
He's not trying to ground the ball, and Solomona strips it.
Yeah, so Fatape
you're offside early.
claimed that he stripped it
On the goal line.
Not in the act of going for the try is the ruling. There was the action that was ruled illegal.
So Vico, originally from Newcastle.
Held! Release! On the mark! On the mark!
And that premiership side from last year is Brisbane looking to hang on here. Ahern with an early little kick. Now Piakura couldn't get through the line as Jennings concedes the dropout. And
Clock on.
looks like we'll just play the line dropout. So no penalty or anything like that.
But they're probably all for different things
Well,
as well.
no real threat from this kick. Here's the earlier one where Ahern was knocked over. There's a late tackle that ruled the penalty, as you called it, jury. But this kick, ricocheting, and in the end, no real threat. It was pretty well covered up there by Seve. But nevertheless, the Devils keep the pressure on with another set.
Quite hit it cleanly there, Taj Wood, but good enough for 35 on the fly as Rowbotham takes it. And gives it straight there to the number 17 that's on Puliavia. Ahern, dummies to Piakura, to Musa, coming infield. Up there by Chan, Bennett Leslie also on the park. Tristan Hope in the tackle as well. Mosley, the former Panther and Titan at NRL level. Ahern at first receiver, showing it out the back. Donovan, Rowbotham playing at fullback. And here's Gregorius.
Riley, no more. Goal line, goal line.
Bernard Gregorius, only 10 away, 15 in from touch. Leagues club out of side. And now Mosley to Puliavia, who straightens.
Bennett, head out and square. Hold here. Hold.
So they're only 9 away here, North centre field.
Go, 4.
Mosley.
Outside.
And did that go forward off the hands of Zach Brooks? Yes, it did, according to the referee.
It was clumsy from the Devils in the end after a promising lead-up. They were putting together the plays, asking a few questions. Then that was ruled to go forward of Zach Brooks and then to another Norths player. So it breaks down. The pass wasn't quite where he wanted. Seemed to be a little bit of confusion. So it breaks down after they forced the dropout, got another set, starting to worry the Tigers' defence. I wonder whether Brooks was in two minds as to whether the pass was him. It was quite a firm pass. Looked like it had the velocity to be going even wider. He poked a hand up.
Strong.
I know his old man Aaron Brooks is watching on today. Proud father, Zach Brooks, who's really cementing himself in that 13 jumper this year for Norths.
No more. Brendan, hold. Go, 2.
So Jordan Grant, Storm contracted. So they go direct this time as Hope fires the pass there to George Jennings. Hope one-handed pick up. And Sims now, Tarek Sims.
Go, 4. Yeah.
Approaching halfway. A little offload and attempted pass away from Pulu there. Did Ruben come up with it?
By North, and then Brisbane.
So double knock on.
And Corey Thompson had his hands well and truly on Jonathan Rubin. He wasn't going to let him go. Could well have been a penalty if it had been allowed to play on.
Yeah. We're on the clock, boys. Get in.
There's Donovan up making the tackle, hands grasping for the football. Watch Corey Thompson there grab Rubin.
Let's go. Clock off.
Rubin has a laugh because the whistle's already gone.
He's a prolific try scorer, Jonathan Rubin. One to watch on the wing for Norths this afternoon on that right side. Now penalty to the visitors.
So Jack Ahern gives away another penalty. Earlier he was caught for not being straight at marker. It's time for having a hand in the play the ball, trying to slow them down. Penalties determining which end of the field you're playing at. Let's have another look at the hand in there.
Go, good work.
Yeah, just kept the hand in there, had to release earlier than that.
Right on the Host Plus Cup, or the Host Plus logo. As the ball comes loose again, and another strip, and another penalty to Brisbane. They take the tap, Tristan Hope and Grant.
Kieran, release, goal line, hold.
Running straight and hard there, Jordan Grant. And at Leslie the decoy. Mears, a little dummy, goes himself. Mears, flick out the back. Still alive here for the Brisbane Tigers. Seve. 5 out from the line.
Hayden, get up, North, hold. Go, 2.
Threatening to go all the way there, Jack Mears, and now Bennett Leslie. Strong shot on him. Brooks and Puliavia combined defensively for Norths. Hope, Sims, just straightening his run there at the last moment.
Square, hold. Go, 4.
A couple of metres away. Hope, tapped on there. It's still play on, and now it's with Fatah Ape, who had to backtrack. And North's now making some good metres in defence to push Brisbane all the way back on the last outside. Looks like they're outside the 30, so big effort from Norths. And here's a debutant. Gee, he leapt early, Warren, but he was good enough to come down with it, and he got the outcome.
Yeah, he did go prematurely, flying high. He was starting to drop, but he managed to bring it down, hung onto it.
Bennett, no more.
All in all, a pretty good take. They blew that, though, didn't they, the Tigers there?
Yep.
They were in good attacking position. That was a really good dart from Jack Mears. Looked like he was going to score, and then they lost 30 metres.
Let's head down the sideline with Adam Jackson. Adam, have you got your umbrella out yet? To your credit, still not a hair out of place.
Yeah, I've got the rain jacket on. It's just drizzly, annoying rain at the moment. Bit of an issue for North Devils captain Jack O'Hearn. Had a badly dislocated finger. 2 of the trainers just went out to assess him. So interested to see how he goes as he catches the ball. Kicks downfield. This could be out on the full.
And it's inside the 40, but it is out in the full. So a huge break here for the Tigers. And you're right, Warren. All the football being played down in North's territory at the moment. We're going to take a quick break. So welcome back. It's with the Tigers and Bennett Leslie.
Vico, wait, mate. Hold. Go, 1. He's good.
And Jackson, now Luke Bain on the field.
On the mark. Go, 2. Got there.
Tarek Sims, how many carries has he had? Putting his hand up for a mountain of work early on.
Release. Square, Kieran. Square up.
Tristan Hope. What can he produce here? He's been scheming, been very patiently holding off. I'm just expecting Hope to perhaps have a chance his arm himself here. Bennett Leslie, couple of metres away. There he goes, Tristan Hope. He wasn't going to hold out for too much longer, was he? Had a crack himself. Defence was up to the task. Last play. Left foot there. The Brisbane Tigers from Jacks.
Look
out.
Out.
Back by Fatah Ape, and here comes Jonathan Rubin. Trouble here, and he toes it off the ground. It's a foot race. The chase is on. Rubin versus Taj Wood. Oh, and the heavens above are with Taj Wood. How did he get that bounce? And now he's away. Oh, my goodness, that was so close to a Rubin runaway try, Warren Boland.
Oh, it looked like he was going to get the bounce as well. Towed it a couple of times. Just needed a slightly better bounce, and I think he was away. He and Taj Wood will be sucking in the oxygen now after racing one direction and then turning and going in the other.
Go, 3.
Just didn't get the bounce, did he, Jonathan Rubin?
Mind you, there it is, the Tigers on the attack. It was very timely, Rubin's intervention.
Go, 4.
Oh, Bennett Leslie, monstrous shot there by Pia Cura, putting him on the deck. 11 out here, the Brisbane Tigers. And now Mears with the cutout finds Jennings. Last play, and he'll kick in the in-goal area. And Norths will come away with it here through Sam Elliott.
Tremendous work by Elliott to cover that kick and then get back 10 metres into the field of play, but not a good chase from the Tigers on the kick. They just watched it, didn't cover the space either side. So the Devils have held on, despite 2 penalties in a row and a kick out on the full, and they were in strife when Rubin managed to break away and kick it downfield. So, at least for the moment, the Tigers denied, and only 4 points to 0 in 32 minutes of football.
And a little forward pass there. So again, the theme continues that trend, Warren. All the football being played up this North's half of the field at the moment. Mosley,
yeah, definitely
just
forward.
Out in front.
Definitely forward from Kieran Mosley, scheming out of dummy half. I like the play, except not the pass. But you think about Mears went close, Hope went close. They were attacking out wide when the ball went loose. When Rubin got his boot to it. So, yeah, they're hunting for another try, the Tigers, here before half-time, but so far denied. I don't know the Devils can hold out much longer if they keep making these mistakes.
And here's Ta'ape. Some early ball from the set piece. This time Gregorius was ready and waiting. Jacks to Sims.
Held! Release! Vico!
There's Nevaeh McGreal.
Go, two. Got there.
In the tackle, who's also now on the field for Norths.
Held! Release, Vico! Square!
Bain.
Hold! Go, three.
And Hope just allows Leslie to run through, and then the short pass there from Mears to Chan couldn't be held. Knock on Tigers.
Well, that's frustrating for the Tigers. They just can't penetrate. And that was pretty soft. Pass was there to be caught, even though there was pressure from the tacklers coming. There was plenty of time to catch that and just fumbled it. But the play from Jack Mears is promising. His halfback work has been pretty good. He looks sharp. He's throwing a couple of passes out wide. He's putting some kicks in. He looks every bit the halfback at the present time, even though he's the fill-in.
And of course, perhaps something a lot of people don't know, Warren, but you actually started your first grade career as a halfback when you debuted with St George. You made the transition from halfback to wing. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I spent most of even St George was on the wing, but I did have a game or two at halfback, yeah. Yep.
I thought you originally were a halfback.
I was a halfback all my junior years,
Corey, move! Make 10. Make
so
10.
Jonathan Rubin.
17. Good, two. Good job.
And now Gregorius as they pepper that short side.
Corey, let up! All the way. 17. Go, three.
Of course, I believe it was the great Vic Saunders who once recruited you.
Well, Vic is a man who I owe a lot to, but I'm not sure that many people in Queensland know the name Vic Saunders. Lovely man, wonderful man.
So now Donovan to Gregorius. Did that go backwards? Towed ahead by Elliott to Taj Wood. I think we're playing on here. No, Elliott and Taj Wood. No, we're coming back.
Sam Elliott getting involved in the play at every opportunity. He hurt his neck earlier in the half. He had got a bit of a squeeze on the neck. There's Donovan feeding the pass up.
I think he might have even scored a try against Norths, who he's playing for today in the grand final last year, Sam Elliott.
So no advantage there for the Tigers, and so it's come back to where that pass went forward and was kicked ahead. It's the Tigers' ball.
Let's check in with Adam Jackson. Adam, what's the surface like underfoot at the moment? There's a little bit of drizzle. An update on the conditions.
Yeah, still a bit greasy, the field. We had a big downpour about an hour or so before kickoff during the Colts game earlier today. So, yeah, handling will be an issue as this game continually goes on. So, yeah, with Nevaeh McGreal coming on, it was Brooks who came off the field. So, 3 interchanges so far for the Devils, 2 for the Tigers by my count as Tigers go on the attack here.
So, Tigers with yet another opportunity. Jacks, Wood, strong one-on-one tackle by Gregorius. Back to Jacks, the skipper, linking up this time with Leavaha Pulu, the former Devil. First season with the Tigers in 2023. Mosley and Horn both on the field for Norths. And now here's Jacks, Wood. Can he keep it alive? No, he can't. So changeover. Warren, how much confidence is this going to give Norths heading into half-time if they continuously manage to hold out the Tigers? They've had a mountain of opportunities, Brisbane.
Well, mentally, you're right, Drew. It's definitely going to bolster their confidence and belief in their ability to hold out. But their bodies have got to be fatiguing from all of the tackling they're having to do. The mistakes and the penalties are mounting. I'm up to 6 or 7 mistakes and penalties in, I would say, the last 15 minutes against the Devils.
Off to a slow start, the Devils this year, but they have found a little bit of momentum of late. They've now won a couple of matches. And Hearns dropped it, and Sims comes away with it as they turn defence into attack here. Brisbane, Jennings taking on to Musa, miraculously stays in field. George Jennings, a Houdini act, flirting with the touchline, and George Jennings is over.
Thanks, mate.
Well, finally the dam has busted. Finally the Tigers score, and it was another mistake. And Ahern not having the best first half. There've been plenty of positives, but this is one of the negatives. Down it goes, running onto the ball, in contact. Down it goes. And they quickly capitalise. Moved it wide. Sevi gets it out to George Jennings in a race with Tony Tamusa. Knocks his legs out from under him. It stumbles to the line in desperation to get it over. And finally, the second try of the first half comes just before half-time on the Macca's replay.
What does it take to win Super Ratings Fund of the Year? Strong performance, competitive fees, and a focus on members. A super fund that delivers all three? That's a plus.
So George Jennings, returning from that hamstring injury today. What an effort. Tony Tamusa is no slouch either, Warren Boland, and George Jennings backed himself and did incredibly well to stay in the field of play.
Yeah, it was tremendous work by Jennings. And, well, Tamusa gave it everything he could, but he had to turn and he just couldn't quite hit top speed to go with Jennings. Almost made the tackle.
Tristan Hope, 5th in the point scoring coming into this round. And that one just away. He remains on 64 points. We're going to take another short break. It's the Tigers leading Norths 8-0.
Sure, you love your car. But do you love your car? Like Brett here. Because if you do, don't just clean it. Show your car you care with Australia's largest range of car care products. Make it super with Super Cheap Auto.
So big moment in the match just before half-time. The Tigers breaking the, well, I'll say breaking the deadlock because they were just mounting lots and lots of pressure on Norths, and they finally cracked through for that try right on half-time, as it turns out. So crucial try, and the body language, I suspect, for Norths now, Warren, a little different to what it would have been had they have not allowed Jennings to score.
Well, they'll be reminding themselves at half-time that they're only down by 8 points, despite the fact that they didn't play anywhere near their best. And, well, they've only coughed up 2 tries, probably spent, I would say, 3/4 of the half tackle of the first 40 minutes tackling in their own half. So to hang on for only 8 points, they would think, well, most of the time we were able to repel everything the Tigers threw at us. On the other hand, the Tigers, I think, could be confident that they had the upper hand, just weren't able to put every play together to make the most of the dominance of possession and position on the field that they had. So both teams have got something to go on to into the second half with, but the Tigers on top on the scoreboard, and they deserve to be.
Sunday afternoon football, half-time here at Bishop Park. North's yet to score. The Tigers 8 tries to Fataape and George Jennings just before the break. Hope none from 2 with the boot. It's the Tigers leading North's 8 points to
the players. The surface is okay. Could be a little bit slippery, but good enough to play good football. So it's really just up to these two sides. No, you can't blame the conditions.
Here come the Brisbane Tigers. Matt Church, the coach, in his first year with the club, as is Dave Elliott, the North's coach, with the Devils. And there is Riley Jacks, the Tigers skipper, leading out the Tigers.
And just behind him, Solomona Fataape. And didn't he start the game strongly with that wonderful run for a try and then a breakout of his own half as well? Another really strong run in the first 10 minutes. We haven't seen as much of him since then. I noticed Taj Wood, the Tigers fullback, getting to that left edge a bit more, which I think's good, but you want to make sure that Fataape is the threat.
He's had a wonderful first half, Fataape. And our Shell V-Power player to watch in the second half is Tristan Hope, the number 9 for the Brisbane Tigers. Need to get to the game, then fill up with Shell V-Power 98, the premium fuel designed to deliver unbeatable protection. Fuel the feeling with Shell V-Power. And Tristan Hope, he's having a wonderful season. He's the Tigers' leading point scorer, Warren. And he also plays the role of CEO within the side internally. He's the Chief Energy Officer.
Is that right?
Says Matt Church, the coach.
Within the team?
Within the team.
What exactly does that mean?
I think
he brings the vibe, does he?
He does. I think he brings the energy and he inspires others.
Behind the
Bit
ball.
like you when you were captain, a leader of men, Warren.
Well, I did my best. I did my best at the pub.
Tristan Hope returns from suspension. Had to sit out last week, and he's back today. So the Tigers will start with it first. Bennett Leslie.
Vico, get up!
You mentioned Tristan Hope. There he is at dummy half, coming back from suspension, as does Marion Seve into this game. They both missed a week for dangerous conduct, but Charlie Murray, one of the better players for the Tigers last week, won the man of the match. Can't get a run this week, unfortunately.
Well, Charlie Murray's been in their best all season, hasn't he, along with Tristan Hope and Jordan Grant, and now we've got an error. So what a dream start for the Norths here in the second half.
This is exactly what the Norths Devils wanted.
Lock on. The clock.
So the Tigers are going to have to start on the back foot here. Here's the error. Attempted offload, and that's always awkward. If you're not moving forward when you offload, it can cause problems. Everyone behind you is standing still. They're not necessarily expecting it. And that offload from Luke Bain came a cropper.
Ahern linking up with Gregorius. Ahern, as we heard from Adam Jackson, playing with a dislocated finger. And he would have had that attended to during the break.
Tristan, no more! 17, wait. Square, Tristan, hold.
So wouldn't this be
Good job.
the ideal start in the second half? Trailing by 8 here, Norths. That was Nevaeh McGreal earlier. And now they work it out towards that outer side, Norths. Looking for their first points. Brendan Piakura. Ahern at dummy half. Mosley first receiver. On to the starting hooker in Horn, who looks like he's playing as a middle forward, Warren, since Mosley came on. There is Mosley firing out to Ahern again. Harbour Bridge pass. Oh, boy, that had intercept written all over it. That is a winger's dream to have a lollipop like that, Warren. And Jennings, he couldn't quite handle it. That was catchable.
Yeah, look, it was a floater, and you're right. I think it was catchable, Drury. I mean, not that he wasn't trying to get to it. He's standing back in case they kick. I don't know why we see so many players reach with one hand rather than two in that sort of situation. Okay, you're trying to get maximum stretch. I suppose maybe he couldn't get his left hand to it. But, yeah, that was a dangerous pass from Jack Ahern. Always had danger written all over it. Such a floating pass.
Perhaps just got a bit too much height on that one.
Well, for which team?
It was the right idea from Ahern. Probably just got a bit too much elevation on the pass for his liking. They got away with it, Norths. 10 out centre field, Mosley, Nevaeh McGreal, and then to Piakura off the pass from Donovan.
No more, Bennett. Get square on the mark. Hold. Go, 2.
We saw this in the first half. It was the Tigers with the relentless attacks down this end. Now it's North's turn, and a knock on there from Puliavia.
Middle.
Yeah.
Anti-climax at the end of that set.
It certainly is. Look, they were given the double chance by the knock-on out there by Jennings, but they haven't been able to take advantage, and this is starting to get frustrating for the Devils, I would think. Piakura trying to run onto that pass from a short, sharp pass from Mosley.
Work him in.
Almost looked like it was very flat to forward itself,
Bryce,
didn't it?
all the way, Bryce. Head in, Tarek. Arms around.
There's Solomona Fatape there, the number 3.
I mean, that is a real setback for the Devils. They could have been scoring a try there. Suddenly the score's 8-6. It's really game on then, and it still is now, but you've got to take opportunities like that when they're obviously presenting themselves.
Bryce, off the ball. Square, hold. Go 2,
And Donovan there,
now
claiming Bain in the tackle, and then Horn upending his opposite number there, Hope.
Good tackle, good rivalry.
He's looking for the big shot, Liam Horn in defence, looking to inspire his team. Tarek Sims just getting his arm in the way there of Mosley, who wanted to go low late. They're over halfway, the Tigers. And a kick early there from the skipper, Jacks. It's a good one too. Pinpoint accuracy. Rowbotham has to backtrack all the way on his own try line. Good chase there too by Jack, and also Corey Thompson there in the mix.
Yeah, Rowbotham just has to be careful there. Could have been shoved back into the in-goal area. He's not a big build. I mean, he wants to be playing halfback, I would say. We might see that more and more as this game goes on.
Oh, Tamusa, was that a knock back or a knock on? Oh, knock on, the call from White Raymond, the referee, and Tamusa disappointed.
Lock on.
Well, failure to take advantage of the opportunities at the other end, now compounded by a mistake on their own goal line here. And the Devils doing everything to lose this game at the start of the second half.
Foot. Remember, this is a full penalty. Wait for the break. Wait for the break.
Musa just had a look. Pass was a fraction high, but you can't blame the pass there, Tony. You were having a peep to see who was coming.
Hope from the scrum base. Seve.
Okay, Jack, no more. Marion, on the mark, on the mark.
Mosley and Ahern there.
Hold.
In the tackle, Seve only a metre away. Hope, big dummy.
Held. Jack, release.
He's still talking to his support.
Go two. Outside.
So Mears,
Outside.
Sims, quick hands on there. And eventually it ends up with Pulu from Riley Jacks.
Release square. Kieran, go three.
Had Sims on his left. Hope he went towards the right.
Okay, Vico, head out.
Wrestling
now.
towards the
Hold
try line.
line.
Might be Bain. There it is,
Go
Luke
four.
Bain. A big, powerful forward.
Brendan.
And now inside pass from Mears to Seve.
tackle,
Around the
Connor.
legs there, Piakura.
Square,
This will be the
hold.
last.
Go.
Broadhurst also there. Lovely ball for Tarek Sims. And he'll power his way over the try line, Tarek Sims. And after withstanding the pressure, the Tigers now have their third consecutive try.
Yep.
Well, a lost ball by Tamusa. They pay the price. And they weren't watching the video of last week's game when the Tigers beat the Blackhawks, because Sims scored a try in exactly the same fashion last week. Cut out pass from the dummy half, past the decoy runner to the edge of the forward strength, into more space, gets between players. Just really danced between a couple of tacklers. Yep. Elliott couldn't stop him. Sam Elliott couldn't get around him, and neither could, I think it was Mosley trying to get there as well. But Sims scored exactly that same try last week on the Macca's replay.
Yeah, Tarek Sims, a big inclusion for this Tigers side. They've got a number of Storm contracted players playing today. Seve, Jennings, Jordan Grant, Joe Chan and Tarek Sims. As Tristan Hope lands his first conversion for the day. Thanks to Containers for Change. Convert your containers into cash donations for your club. Visit containersforchange.com.au. 14-0 now, the Tigers leading Norths. Adam Jackson.
Ben, stay up.
Yeah, Tigers coach Matt Church will be delighted with this start to the second half. His message to his group has been, don't invite the Devils into the game with some cheap turnovers. He's full aware North's not too far away from clicking, can be really lethal when they do. So that try just after half-time, so advantageous for the Tigers.
And interesting, the decoy runner closer to the dummy half is the same man as last week as well. Bennett Leslie, attracting a bit of defence to him and opening up the space for Tarek Sims.
He's a favourite son of the club, isn't he, Bennett Leslie? And just on the Brisbane Tigers setup, we'll stay with the play here. He's a debutante row by them, but they're still pursuing with that Brisbane Firehawks entry to the NRL.
Square, hold.
Are they?
Yes, they are.
Tell me more.
Right after this North's attack, Warren, here's Gregorius inside the 10. Hope across the top. This would be a swift response from the two-time defending premiers. They got the dropsies this afternoon. This time it was Bryce Donovan unable to hold the footy.
Yeah, the pass was out in front of him. It wasn't easy to take. He had to reach. It was on the fingertips, couldn't pull it up. There's Kieran Mosley, a dummy half, and that's just not a good enough pass. A lack of combination, understanding. You'd wonder these two should know each other's game pretty well. Changing direction, trying to shoot to that right-hand side. Frustration for the Devils.
There's Dave Elliott. He's got himself a good spot there. It's not too far from the Devils' lair, where the who's who of the ritzy Brisbane inner north suburbs like to hang out. I'll tell you what, Adam Jackson wouldn't look out of place there in the Devils' lair.
Well, we're not too far from the racecourse either, Drury here.
We're not, no.
Held! Jack, release! Brendan square.
Lovely part of Brisbane.
So tell me about the Firehawks.
Well, look, admittedly, I don't know a lot, Warren. All I know is that whilst the Dolphins were successful being the second Brisbane club, we know there's talk about an 18th NRL team now, and the Firehawks, they're not done with yet. They're very much well alive and trying to get that NRL licence.
Well, it's worth remembering that from all that we heard, the bid from the Tigers, as they were, Brisbane East, was very seriously considered by the NRL before the Dolphins got the nod.
Beautiful draw and pass there from Savo. It was a beauty from Mears. Kick forward by George Jennings. How will Robotham deal with this? Oh, steps Mears, but Jennings absolutely gobbles him up. It was a beautiful pass from Mears to start it off, Warren. If we get a chance to have a look at that. There it is. Beautiful pass, and Savo with a draw and pass, and Jennings, his kick was pinpoint.
Absolutely. Perfect combination and a perfect set after scoring the try, the Sims try. Then the good kick chase on the back of it. Oh, the coach should be very happy with that piece of play.
Yeah, the man that started at Mears. They might think about the short dropout here, Warren Norths. They do.
That's gone 10.
That's a very good kick from Ahern.
And knocked on by Norths. And Jennings is going to score. He can't believe his luck. They left the wing wide open, Norths. It popped straight into Jennings' hand. Good vision from Tarek Sims.
Yeah, I got him.
And George Jennings has a double here at Bishop Park.
Well, I said that the coach would have been happy with the last set. He'd be very happy with what he's seen for the last couple of minutes. Everything has gone the Tigers' way. That is one of the dangers of the short kick-off. As everyone comes running through, if everyone's going for the ball, you need to just put one or two players going for the ball and everyone be ready, because it can go in any direction from the challenge in the air. And on this occasion, it just bounces straight to Tariq Sims. Ever so simply picks it up. There's no one in front of him virtually, just the one attempt there from Tamusa. And Jennings is in for his second try of the day on the Macca's replay.
Sure, you love your car, but do you love your car? Like Brett here. Because if you do, don't just clean it, show your car you care with Australia's largest range of car care products. Make it super with Super Cheap Auto.
So 18 points to nil now, kick to come for Norths. The try scorer, George Jennings. And Tamusa was involved in trying to retrieve the ball back for Norths there. But what Broadhurst didn't do was cover for him. Tamusa was knocked off his feet, and then Broadhurst left the wing wide open for Jennings to score an easy try.
Yeah, just no one really thinking what happens if this doesn't go the way we want it to, or the way we might expect it to. Namely that if it's allowed to bounce.
Unsuccessful there, Tristan Hope. The score remains 18 points to nil. George Jennings on screen. So Tigers in control.
Yeah, it's George Jennings, boys. Hasn't played for about a month or so due to a hamstring strain, but the Melbourne Storm officials watching this game will be no doubt pleased with his involvement. That run earlier and then backing up there with his second try. Both clubs now rotating their middle forwards. Tom Rafter has come on for the Tigers. Devils short kick-off again attempt. Jaden Stevens back in as they regain the ball. Desperately need a try here, North.
And to be fair to Broadhurst there, from that kick, he had two guys coming at him. They just didn't have enough men thinking, you know, if this short dropout goes astray, what are we going to do?
Well, he never had thought about a Tigers possession. You could just tell from his body language.
He had two guys coming at him, you know, that's the trouble. But nevertheless, here's a chance for the Devils to go on the attack now, and they need something out of this game.
They certainly do. It was a great play, as we heard, thanks to Adam Jackson-Horn coming away with it. So huge chance here for Norths. Desperate for a try, desperate to get some points on the board. Last play now, Vico Pugliavita played 3 away. Mosley fires it out to Ahern, the skipper. On to Broadhurst, little kick there from Tamusa. Will it hold up? They played at the Tigers. They played at Luke Bain. Batters it over the dead ball line. Warren, did he have to play at that?
Absolutely not. He needed a teammate to say, Luke, just let it go. Let it go. You've got time. There was no one within 5 metres.
Blood bin. Luke, you got blood and we've got an injured player as well.
For a minute, I thought we were going to get a challenge. No challenge in the Host Plus Cup. The kick looked like it was going to be too big, and it would have been too big. And look, there's all orange jerseys around. Just needed one player who wasn't involved in the chase to say, let it go. Oh, this looks nasty for Tony Tamusa.
It's fair to say, he hasn't had his greatest of outings today, Tony Tamusa. Just would be hoping his luck's about to change. We're going to take this opportunity to take a quick break. We'll be back shortly.
I think the one's kicking.
Cheers to the East Tigers for their amazing fundraising. And cheers to Daphne and Frank, whose empties fund their grandkids' piggy bank. Cheers to the Changemakers.
So there is Tony Tamusa. What a player he has been for Norths over the years.
He had a serious knee injury a couple of seasons back, but recovered from that, and in 2022 had a strong season after fighting his way back into the top grade, and has been in good form this year. But unfortunately, his day is done, I would think.
Stay behind it.
Tony Tamusa, he's going to try his best to stay out there. And
stay behind it.
he was beaten by George Jennings for his first try earlier and just bumped out of it there for Jennings' second as well. Tamusa, let's hope he's okay.
Come on.
He's still got time to turn his fortunes around as Taj Wood taken on the fly by Robotham. So Norths, Nevaeh McGreal. He's been a tremendous servant of Norths. Nevaeh McGreal, one club player for a number of years now. Has only played for Norths. Nevaeh McGreal, Mosley on the inside there to Puliavia. You'd have to think, Warren, is this a must-score set for Norths?
Hold Bennett. Go, 2.
Well, it's getting close to that. They need some points.
2.
Ahern back on the inside. Mosley, nowhere to go. Pulu
Bennett, clear it. East,
just
here.
there to cut off any pass attempt in defence for the Tigers. Ahern at dummy half. And now Donovan, he was hammered after he passed to Elliott.
Stand off the group now. Square bar.
Tigers defence holding up. Can Norths crack them? Mosley wants a runner underneath. A little decoy there involving Stevens as they go out towards Tamusa.
He can't run. He cannot run. I mean, maybe he gave up there because the ball had gone forward on the tip-on. But I don't think Tony Tamusa can take much effective part in the game at the moment. 18-0, Drury, you said that the Devils had to score there. The only thing that's giving them still a sniff is the fact that Hope has only managed to convert one of the 4 conversions. 3 of them have been out wide. 18 points, three converted tries is not impossible in 25 minutes, but they do need to score next.
Wait for the break.
They certainly do need to score next. I think we can agree on that one, Warren Boland. The Norths Devils having an indifferent start to their 2023 campaign, just the 2 wins. With it all in front of them this afternoon, trailing by 18.
Vico, you got to hold here. Hold.
Still over 20 minutes remaining in this one, so plenty of time. Bain onto Sims here, who's in the wrestle with Piakura and Puliavia from Norths.
Go, 3.
Right on halfway. Bain.
Sam, head out, lock in.
Elliott over the top along with Stevens.
Hold. Go, 4.
And now Jacks.
Actually, Tamusa does seem to be moving better, but I'd still be kicking to his wing.
Now Riley Jacks off the left boot on the last. Chase was there, but Robotham good enough. Taken by Wood, and Thompson also there as Ruben fires it to Ahern.
Tristan, clear it. Here.
Jonathan Rubin's had a couple of brief opportunities today. I'd love to get him going. Here is Tamusa.
I just saw a stat that the Tigers have completed 8 more sets than the Devils.
Yeah.
Well, that's a lot. That is a lot.
A lot of possession.
Tamusa appears to be okay. Did you ever stay out there on one leg as a winger back in your day?
On one leg.
Worry about the injury, mate.
Drury, in my day, I stayed out on the field a number of times with concussion. I will say that, and I'm sure I wasn't the only player who stayed on the field with concussion. Leg injury, I can't remember staying on the field with a leg injury. I didn't get many leg injuries, I'm pleased to say.
I was about to say Boland in his prime on one leg was better than most wingers at the time that had 2.
I don't know about that. I don't think I could agree with that.
Yeah, I got you. Riley's already spoken to me.
I might be looking at something here.
Are you allowed to take a crutch on the field? Oh, this is unfortunate now for the Tigers. Is that Luke Bain? Oh no, there goes Tony Tamusa. He's conceded defeat. It might be a new strain on what's obviously the right hamstring.
Could be Luke Bain, Warren.
Tarek, Vaha, push up.
Yeah, that leg of his, the left leg, doesn't look to be functioning too well. That's a shame.
Time on, hold.
Hate seeing anyone get injured.
There's Tristan Powell back on the field. And Norths have it through Jaden Stevens. So plenty happening on the sideline at the moment. Let's take this opportunity to get an update with Adam Jackson.
Yeah, boys, I'm up and down like a jackrabbit trying to keep up with all these injuries. It's definitely Bain who's come off injured. Also, Tony Tamusa is getting some treatment from the Devils medical team as we speak on his leg. So Jared Chambers has come on. He's playing left wing. Fortunate enough to have a versatile outside back. So Chambers on, Tamusa off, succumbing to that leg injury.
Yeah, Chambers is versatile. He is an outside back. He played in the middle last week for Norths against the Falcons.
Clear the rock and lock in.
Played centre and 5/8 in games earlier in the season.
Marion Seve over the advantage line. 18-0. The Tigers leading Norths. Approaching the 20-minute to go mark. And strong shot there by Willison on Powell. Two players have just come back on the field. Pulu runs straight there into Donovan.
Willison read that well, didn't he? He knew what they were up to.
He's a talent, Xavier Willison, that's for sure. Out of Palm Beach, Currumbin, originally from New Zealand. No bother. Can he stay in the field of play? No, he cannot.
If he scores that at the opposite end, it's a try because he's on the line. Okay? It's a try at the opposite end, so it's a goal line drop out here.
Kieran Mosley saying that he came down in the field of play, but the referee saying, yeah, he bounced onto the line. Pointing out if it was at the other end, it'd be a try if you hit that line. But it was bad luck for Robolton. Managed to take it. Riley Jacks puts the kick up and then is involved in the tackle to make sure he goes back over the line. Great chase there from the experienced Riley Jacks.
So Norths, don't blame them for going short again. Pulu might score. Oh, it's deja vu. It's Groundhog Day. Another short kickoff leads to another try to the Brisbane Tigers. This time it's Vaha Pulu.
I'd say it's deja boo-boo, Drury. That is a shocker. Great work by Pulu to simply, well, all he did was catch the kick.
I'm going to go around. One better, Warren. Deja Pulu.
Deja Pulu. Boo-boo-boo. I don't know.
Some of your best work, Warren.
That is just unfortunate and just morale destroying for the Devils. The second time from a short kickoff, they've immediately conceded a try in almost identical fashion. This time to the left-hand side of the Tigers play, and it's Vaha Pulu on the Macca's replay. Unbelievable.
What does it take to win Super Ratings Fund of the Year? Strong performance, competitive fees, and a focus on members. A super fund that delivers all three? That's a plus.
So a try to Vaha Pulu up against his former club today. Won the premiership last year with Norths, of course. Leah Vaha Pulu, and boy, oh boy. You can't blame them for going for the short kickoff, Warren, but there's no defensive structure about them at all if it doesn't go their way. We'll just stay with this conversion attempt with Tristan Hope, who converts thanks to Containers for Change. Head to containersforchange.com.au.
Yeah. 100%.
Well, Jack Ahern, he just can't do a thing right today. They have been perfect short, high drop kicks from his own line. Both of them have been perfectly contestable, but there's no, as you said, no structure, no thought of defending if it goes wrong.
Good. Now they go for another short one here, Norths, off the kickoff. That's gone, 10. That was perfect execution there from Bryce Donovan. And I'm still getting over the deja boo-boo call, Warren. I've heard it all now. Some of your best work there.
Thank you.
No doubt about that.
Parlez-vous.
So, Willison it is.
Clear the group, 16. Brisbane here. Go, 2.
We'll stick with the English, Warren. I know you might speak a bit of French. There's Donovan, Ahern. Little kick in. Looking for Ruben. And Hope was there.
Drop out.
Yeah, well, harking back to the 2 tries that have been scored from the short drop kicks, I mean, both of them came from good kicks. On the far side, we saw George Jennings put a kick into the in goal, and then he was the one who scored the try after Sims collected the drop kick out. And then on this occasion, Riley Jacks put in the good kick, made the tackle, forced the drop out, and then Pulu scores a try as a result of all that good work.
And the Tigers go long with their drop kick, or drop out, I should say. Like a freight train, charging onto it, Jaden Stevens. There is hope.
Go, 1.
Having another real quality game for his Brisbane Tigers in 2023. Nevaeh McGreal here for Norths.
Tristan, release here. Go, 2. They got there.
And then Willison on the inside from Bryce Donovan.
Hold. Go, 3.
Mosley, Nevaeh McGreal, little juggle.
Okay, Tristan, head out of there. Hold the line. Hold. Go, 4. Outside, both of them.
Willison, the decoy, Ahern, Elliott. Defence was in his face.
Last tackle, Jordan.
There by Fatah Ape. Last play now for Norths. Mosley looking for Ahern. Came off, I think it was Fatah Ape. And we might see another line drop out here.
Solomona, you got no business there. You got no business there. Stay out of it.
Can't resist giving Sam Elliott a bit of a tap on the back of the head as he walks away from the scuffle.
That's high risk, all right?
Good kick this from Mosley. Ricochets off Fatah Ape, who couldn't do much about it. But they still just can't get a result. Still no points on the board for the Devils. But at least some continued pressure here. Can they make something stick? Can they get a result?
Of course, they were held scoreless here at Bishop Park early in the season against the Capras as well, Norths. And what a shot there by Hopes, or Tristan Hope, I should say there. Strong as ever on Jaden Stevens. Now Willison, Ahern. Off the left foot there, Connor Broadhurst. Still going Broadhurst.
Tristan, give space. Tarek, square up.
Tackled by Rafter.
6 more.
No relation to Pat, I hear, Warren.
No tackles.
Nevaeh McGreal. I've been told you don't mind a game of tennis here and there.
Don't mind a game of tennis, and I ran in Pat Rafter a couple of months ago after tennis.
Tristan,
he was having a coffee.
Go, 2.
Just rub it in. Sporting Elite hanging out with each other. Here's Elliott for Norths.
Held.
There's Pulu there with Jacks, the skipper.
Go, 3.
He's fired up, Sam Elliott. Nevaeh McGreal to Ahern. Reckons he might have been tackled without the ball there, Jack Ahern. It's going to be a knock-on. So North's just unable to break through this bruising Tigers defence.
Yeah, well, the Tigers have got to take some credit for the nil scoreline against the Devils, haven't they? Powerful hit there from Hope. And then the squeeze was on. They're getting up in their faces. They're putting pressure on Ahern. They know that Ahern for the Devils is the go-to man. He makes the play, and they're getting in his face. The Devils are still hitting him with the pass. A little bit of rain coming down, as you can see. But maybe they need to use Jack Ahern as the decoy and get it to a player running behind or alongside him.
He's as tough as they come, Adam Jackson. He's resisted the umbrella. Let's hear from him, Adam. How you doing down there? And a weather update, please.
Yeah, it's all starting to look quite ominous down here, quite dark. The lights going into full effect here at Bishop Park this afternoon with the rain returning. So it's contributed to a lot of drop ball from the Devils, and ball handling will be quite difficult in the closing stages here. So as the Tigers make a mistake, they've used up 5 interchange now, the Tigers, with Jordan Grant returning to the field after that great stint by Bennett Leslie. 2 weeks in a row, he's helped shift the momentum back towards the Tigers. Very underrated player, Bennett Leslie, as it looks as though Liam Horn's about to return. That'll be the 7th change for the Devils.
And a mistake here from the Tigers as Jordan Grant goes to play the ball and incorrect play the ball. But Adam, can I just ask you, what's your feeling watching the Devils today? I mean, are they close to putting it together, or are they just having a frustrating day, or are they being outclassed?
Yeah, they just look flat, and with that change up in the halves, well, essentially the spine, I think that's caused a bit of damage today, and just miscommunication as highlighted by there, another mistake. We look back on how good they've been the past 2 years with the that really settled spine, high completion rates, great side defensively, and they lose today, what looks as though it's going to be. They'll fall 3 wins adrift of the top 8, so heading towards the halfway mark of the season, that's could be quite devastating for their finals aspirations.
We're here.
Yeah, thanks, Adam. Even if they win today, while they be in contact with the top 8, they'll be going to be at the bottom of the ladder, and they're not going to win, so they're stuck right down the bottom. They're around 12th position, something like that, maybe worse after this.
Fuck off.
Well,
wait, in. Break.
They've got it all to do, down 24-0, that's for sure. Lights are on here at Bishop Park. And Mears drifting across, tackled just shy of the 40-metre line.
Go one, you're right.
39 out.
Yep.
We don't want to take any credit away from the Tigers. It's been a really solid performance from them, hasn't it, so far? Solid performance with moments of brilliance and a little bit of luck from 2 dropouts.
And we talk about teams coming off the bye, Warren, and how good their record is, but I think it goes unnoticed sometimes, the record of sides heading into the bye.
Well, you make a good point. If this is an example of it, yes. I'm going to start doing the stats on the bye, Drury. It's also interesting what they do after the bye, because some teams you would think are freshened up and ready to spark, but others kind of go off the boil.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm very interested just going to the NRL to see how the Knights play this afternoon, because they're coming off the bye and a number of their players headed over to Bali. So I'm very interested to see how the Knights respond, because they did cop some criticism for that.
Well, they did, but then I heard an update that, in fact, it was one player who went to Bali rather than Bradman Best, rather than the whole team or a bunch of them. So I don't know what the exact truth. I know you won't believe this, that possibly one of those Rugby League panel shows might have exaggerated what happened, but that was the latest word I heard, that it was one of the Newcastle Knights. So who knows what exactly happened.
Well, I did know it was Bradman Best, and you might be right, because he was the only name I did know that went over to Bali. But as we see, another error, this time Elliott. I will say, just going back to the Knights, the way they played against the Parramatta Eels last game, Warren, you'd be forgiven for O'Brien coming in and saying, hey, boys, there's no trip to Bali this week.
Yeah, well, you could understand it. But just getting back to this, look at the 2 front rowers here, celebrators. That ball comes loose. The 2 big fellas who've been working hard all day, Tristan Powell and Jordan Grant, they join in celebration, having fought in that tackle to make it hard, and the ball comes loose.
There's Luke Bain with some ice around that ankle. A wet afternoon here at Bishop Park. It's the Tigers leading 24-0. Just over 10 minutes remaining in this one. What a performance from the Brisbane Tigers. They're coming into this game in 8th position, and North's in 12th before this game.
Jaden, give space. Hold this there. Hold.
I'll give you an update on the NRL, Drury, just to test your theory. And spoiler alert, if you don't want to know the score between the Knights and the Titans. But with 12 minutes to go, Newcastle 34, Titans 18. So it looks like they should have all gone to Bali, not just Bradman.
How many has Bradman scored?
Can't tell you. 100 before lunch, I think.
13, clear it all the way. Make it, front foot, hold. Go, 4.
So,
outside.
The Tigers, that was Fatape, and now Wood, little kick in behind. Chased there by Zach Taibbi, who's fresh on the field. And there's Robotham again.
Yeah, look, I don't think Hayden Robotham can feel that he's let the team down. He's been pretty good at fullback on debut. The 22-year-old, originally from Townsville, and thrown into that fullback role on a difficult day where his team has been under pressure a lot of the time.
Well, they go short again, Norths. And will the Tigers score from this one? They're going to have to do it from their own 40.
Well, I can't believe that the Tigers batted the ball back 15 metres there. I mean, it's a try-scoring opportunity for them. I mean,
we've seen that.
Why would you throw that opportunity away like that?
We've seen that.
Well,
Brendan, wait.
they've already got 2 tries from the short dropouts. They might score in this set of 6.
Justin, we'll go
Sims.
Jack,
Runs straight into Piakura and Ahern.
Got to hold. Go, 3.
Oh, there's a knock on. Tristan Hope, he is human after all.
Okay.
So the rain continues to tumble down here at Bishop Park.
Yeah, Tristan Hope there making the mistake. But of course, played with Redcliffe back in 2018 and then had a number of seasons with Wynnum Manly from 2019 through to last year. Now, a little bit frustrated there, but it's been a good move for him to the Tigers on the performances we've seen from him.
All right, well, the rain's just getting a bit harder here. We better make sure Adam's okay down there on the sideline. Adam, how are you holding up?
Hold in.
Yeah, can we speed up this final 8 minutes so I can get to my car and get home? That's how I feel. Game already in the bag for the Tigers. You notice Taibbi came on the left wing. That's because Corey Thompson's come off the field, the veteran winger. The game's in the bag. And also he has that niggling knee injury. He had off-season knee surgery. So that's the reason Corey Thompson is spending the remainder of the match on the bench for the Tigers.
Hold. That's who you got there.
Thanks, Adam.
Tarek,
Norths
no
with
more.
Bernard Gregorius.
Hold. Go, 3. Tarek.
24-0 they trail Norths.
Good now.
Quite an unbelievable scoreline.
Tristan,
Zach
no more.
Brooks is back on with it on halfway. There is Corey Thompson, Bennett Leslie on the bike. And now a little dummy there from Jaden Stevens. Another premiership player from last season with Norths. 40 away here. Horn back in at starting hooker. Ahern. Skyward kick. Allowed to bounce. Coming through Robotham. They'll get 6 more here, the Devils. It's with Brooks. Zach Brooks.
Make it. Go, 1.
Is this the moment? They finally hit the scoreboard. Kick early from Ahern, and coming through there, read it to perfection, was Jared Chambers. And Chambers scores, and Norths are finally on the scoreboard.
Well, Jared Chambers, no doubt pleased to score, but hardly celebrating. The team know that it's been a disappointing day for them, but at last they have cracked the Tigers' defensive line with a kick, speared through nicely by Jack Ahern. This is the earlier action. Ahern putting up the bomb, and they get the bounce and get it back. 6 more tackles. It was just touched on the way through there to Brooks. And then on the boot of Ahern, puts it through. And a good chase. There was 2 or 3 of them coming through. And Seve on that side of the field had to turn. He couldn't quite go with Jared Chambers.
You're all over it.
Conversion attempt from Donovan. Away to the right. The score remains 24-4. There is Jared Chambers. Congratulations to him. And just an update there from McDonald Jones Stadium. Spoiler alert. Titans and the Knights. And Bradman Best has in fact scored a try this afternoon. As we have another look at this Jared Chambers try.
Yeah, he went right to the line, didn't he, Adam?
Is that a swipe?
Adam might be checking on some of those injuries. But Ahern went right to the line and stabbed it through. And if you go to the line that late and commit the defence to come up, it's very hard to turn. The winger doesn't know whether it's going to be a long pass or a kick. He's committed to coming up as well.
It's Jack Mears with the restart. So Norths, it'll be Stevens at the line, finds his fellow front row Willison. Oh boy, this is dangerous here from Norths, and finally Chambers, the try scorer, cleans it up.
Get out of there, 4!
That was messy.
Go, 1, shorten it.
I was going to ask earlier when you were talking about the Brisbane Firehawks, which were the Brisbane East Tigers' bid for an NRL licence. Would, now that they didn't get that licence, and the Dolphins did, would they revert to being the East's Tigers?
Well, that's a really good question, Warren. It's from the sounds of it, they're staying true to the Brisbane Firehawks. There's a kick over the top for Ruben, didn't get the bounce, and Taibbi was there. I mean,
10, go 10.
I wouldn't mind them reconsidering the Firehawks. But
instead of the Tigers.
Stand square now, Bryce.
Well, just something different to the Firehawks. No, I'm talking about the NRL 18th team. But
well, yeah, let's. Yeah, I mean, good luck to them. I hope they put the bid in, and good luck to them if they do. But yeah, and if that is the case, well, they certainly won't be reverting to the East Tigers right now at this level. But I thought if they'd given up on that, maybe there'd be a lot. Put it this way, there'd be a lot of support among the long-time followers of this competition for a return to the name Easts in the name, instead of Brisbane.
And great to see senior management there pursuing that NRL licence for the Brisbane Tigers / the Brisbane Fireworks.
Scramble there, Marion Sevi chasing the kick through, couldn't quite get there.
Next Sunday, we'll have a look at the replay here, thanks to Macca's.
Another run from Fata Ape, started the game so strongly.
Next Sunday, we'll be back at 2 p.m. here at Bishop Park, where the North Devils will host the Blackhawks in round 10 action. That one live and free on qplus.tv, KO Freebies, and 9 now. Next Sunday, back at Bishop Park, North's taking on the Townsville Blackhawks.
Go, no tackles.
Well, if you take a line through last week, the Tigers beat the Blackhawks.
Here's Grant charging through, and Jordan Grant reaches out. And he's happy about it, the big fella. What an afternoon for the Brisbane Tigers, 28 points to 4.
Well, didn't he celebrate? Jordan Grant has had a strong game right throughout, and there's no doubt he wanted to try. From 10 metres out, he just took them on, ran at Rowbotham, one of the smaller men. A couple of the forwards tried to get there to help him out, but Jordan Grant all the way to the line, and Jordan Grant with the powerful run there, and yes, that is his first try of the season.
Thank you.
And I think it's his second try of his career in the Host Plus Cup.
Congratulations to Jordan Grant.
You have a rest, mate.
He's made some
Thank you.
NRL appearances for the Melbourne Storm as well. What a young career he has ahead of him.
Third try of his career in the Host Plus Cup.
Yeah, you too.
And, of course, he's played plenty of NRL, Jordan Grant, namely 7 games for the Storm, a couple this year as well, and 43rd game, this one, in the Host Plus Cup.
And this time it's Mears adding the extras. Convert your containers into cash donations for your club. Visit containersforchange.com.au. 30 points to 4 now. The Tigers leading North, and for the last time this afternoon, Adam Jackson, here he is.
Yeah, Jordan Grant, good mates with Nico Hines from the Sharks. They spent a season playing together in the Host Plus Cup for the Mackay Cutters, so no doubt he'll be recording some of that vision and sending it to Nico during the week. Always a contender for Hastings Deering, player of the match. Jordan Grant potentially could get us. The short kickoffs finally worked here for the Devils.
They've had plenty of practice. Bradman Best has got another, mind you, for the Knights. So he's got a double there against the Titans in the NRL. They've had plenty of practice with these short kicks, North. They're starting to regather them now. Can they get another inside the final minute? Ahern. Piakura still moving forward, legs pumping, and he's there. Brendan Piakura. Try time.
Well, they've come with a flurry at last, the Devils. They got 2 of the last 3 tries. First to Chambers, and now Piakura. The short kickoff from the halfway line this time. A short grubber, regathered well. Here it is. Ahern just stabs it off his left foot, and good sliding save of the ball. And then Piakura just set himself for the line here. Went through the tackle of Mears. A smaller man, again, a big man on smaller man. Powers his way through Taj Wood as well. They came from everywhere, but they could not stop Brendan Piakura and the young Bronco. Puts at least a little bit of consolation on the board for the Devils with a kick to come.
And there is a full-time siren in the background. So a consolation try there for Norths. In the end, Piakura proving unstoppable.
I was about to say, last week the Tigers beat the Blackhawks by 18 points. They're going to win fairly comfortably here. If he converts this, it'll be a margin of 20 points. That means next week, if you want to take a line through it, the Devils versus the Blackhawks, they should go into it pretty evenly matched.
Yes, good point. As we see there, Bryce Donovan converts thanks to containersforchange.com.au. Full-time score. The Tigers 30, defeating North's 10. And the trend continues. The Tigers have now won the last 9 here at Bishop Park versus Norths, and still, since 2011, the home team has not won between these sides. But what a performance from the Tigers heading into the bye, Warren. They've still got the likes of Charlie Murray and Jonah Pezzett to come back. This was a huge statement win for their club here today.
No, absolutely. I think they're entitled to go for a trip to Bali as they head into the bye. On that win, that was a very strong performance, a very credible performance by the Tigers. They put it together in so many aspects of the game. They just kept the pressure on throughout. Never really let up on the Devils. The Devils just got shaken up a bit in that first half and were not the team that they can be. Made too many errors, too many penalties. Couldn't put enough good attack together often enough to worry the Tigers in the first half. At half-time, it was the Tigers leading, just 8-0, no conversions. But it was more of the same in the second half. And admittedly, you have to remember that 2 of those tries were from short dropouts. Now, you get yourself into good field position to force the dropouts, so you were there and worrying them. But nevertheless, they had a little bit of luck in collecting those tries. But 30 points to 10, gee, if anything, that flatters the Devils. They were not in the game today.
30 points to 10, the Tigers victorious over Norths. And you can see there the try scorers, a double to George Jennings. Also tries going the way of Pulu, Tariq Sims and Far Tape. And Jordan Grant got one late there for the Brisbane Tigers.